Trail of vehicles comes. Hello, absolutely nobody. I guess I need to BRB so that I can put the actual link up for people, because I forgot to do that first. Okay, let's try this. The tab the stream is open on. All right, I am back, everyone. All right, took me longer than I'd hoped to figure that out. Hey, heroes. Hey, I see. Live stream freeze? Maybe because I had to set up my settings because I did not have everything sorted out before the stream started. That is probably part of the reason why it seemed like it froze. It is too bright for my regular glasses, but I need them to read. So I might be slow reading because I'm going to be squinting a lot to read, but let's do this. I should set it up sideways so that I can read the chat better. All right. Yes, we do have beaches in Vancouver. Good to see you. The beach sounds wonderful right now. Well, I'm not much of a beach person, honestly. It's not my thing, but here's the thing. It's much cooler down here than it is in my room, so I'm out at the beach right now. Yeah. Plus, it's quieter than my room. There's a club next door to my place, and they have chosen to start playing music during the day, and that has been a problem. So yeah, quieter here. Since you're at the beach, did you remember to put the shark repellent spray into your utility belt. No, I did not. Thankfully, we don't get sharks up here. I don't know if there's ever been a recorded shark sighting up this north. Maybe like Northern California, you might see some still, but that's more of like a Southern California and the tropics problem. You don't get them that far up here. We do get whales in here sometimes. We've had a few problems with whales getting trapped here and having to be helped back out because it's a little shallow for them here, but they get in here. Because like if you go out that way past where the ships are there, way out there, that's the ocean not far from there. Yeah, at least the way to the ocean. I mean, this waterway that we're on here is connected to the ocean, so yeah. Let's see what else we got here. Dot dot dot. I don't know what that's about. That was Adam West's Batman. Yeah, I know who it was in reference to. Yeah, I do get the joke. If I did not laugh, it's because I was busy talking and walking. Okay. No, I forgot with the whole climate change thing, us over here in SoCal, summer is much more tolerable and amazing, but I forget that the heat is probably hitting you guys harder than us. I think overall everybody is feeling it the same because like you guys are like here right now today, I mean it's probably about 25 Celsius. I know that means nothing to you in Fahrenheit, but I'm sure you can find a little Google Calendar calculator to tell you what that equals. But for us, that's a pretty warm day. That is definitely in the higher percentile of days that we have. But we will get days, the last few summers at least, the last 3 to 5 summers, we'll get days over 30 Celsius, and that is very abnormal for us. So it'd be like you guys in SoCal, I mean, you're used to 30 Celsius. You're even probably used to 35 Celsius. However, you're not really used to 40 and 45 Celsius, which is what's been happening once in a while. So when you guys think it's hot, we also think it's hot too, just at a different rate. I'm gonna sit on the bench here and try to keep up with chat. Make sure I'm not sitting in any goose gunk. Hey Cal, how you doing? Did you see Hot Girl and Green Lantern photos? I might have. Just hold on a second. I'm going to put the phone down. I'm going to try and wear both of my sets of glasses at the same time so I can read better. If not, I might tolerate wearing just my regular glasses for a few minutes just to keep up with chat better. We'll see. All right. You got some seagulls playing in the water there. Did I see them? I might have, and I just don't care. Like I will see the movie when it comes out. I don't need to see every single photo ever taken. Where was I? That means we are toast over here in SoCal when the weather hits. I think that's the same case for everybody. I mean, everyone's got their own tolerance levels, right? Like even in the Middle East, I mean, yeah, sure, they're used to 40 Celsius days, but they're not used to 50 Celsius days, It's the same everywhere. Everyone's got their own tolerance. 35 C is about to be mere common now that we're in deep into the summer. Yeah. Yeah, 35. I'm sure 35 is not that extreme for you guys. You probably get 35 and think, oh, it's a little warm today. But yeah, you know, when you get into 40, then you're kind of like, man, it's hot. And when you get to 45, you're like, this is bullshit. Like, what's going on? You know, looks like a nice day there. It's a generally nice day. It's funny, as soon as the calendar hit from June to July, the weather dried right up. Like, we had a lot of rain in June, and good thing, because I mean, we have a lot of problems with forest fires here. So, you know, the longer we can put those off, the better. But like in June, we had rain, I think, about 20 out of the 30 days. So it was kind of a thing of, it was kind of cool here by our standards, like a little below average. We're now getting more into the average, slightly above average temperature time of year, right? So it got to that point of the year. Yeah. But yeah, we're into what most people would consider nice day weather. You know, I think it's probably about 20, like somewhere between probably 24 and 26 out right now. Celsius. I mean, I know Americans have no idea Celsius, but you can Google it. I'm from Asia, so I am more used to the heat there. Yeah, and again, same thing. Like you know, I was saying, like SoCal different than here. Brazil different than SoCal. Saudi Arabia different than Brazil. Everyone's got their different heat indexes that work for them. Plus, there's different types of heat. Like I know from experience, like the heat here and the heat when I go to Toronto are different types of heat. You know, 30 here is not the same as 30 in Toronto. You know, so yeah, even the temperature is different. You know, even though it's the same. You going down to San Diego for Comic-Con? No. I've never been there. Have no interest in going there. That would require me to get a passport just to go to a comic convention, and I don't see that ever happening. I'm more likely to get my passport to do something like an awards show, but definitely never going down to Comic-Con for any good reason. Especially now that everything's done. Like, Comic-Con is a dead place now, right? It's not really the hip place where everything goes now. I understand, or what's that saying? I absolutely love the beach. I need to make the text bigger. There we go. And plan to, now that 4th of July is over, and that means a lot less crowded. Yeah, I can imagine crowds can be problematic during 4th of July weekend. Are you more of a park goer? I am a more sit-at-homer. I don't like the outdoors. I'm not an outdoors person, which is fucked up to say considering I live in probably one of the most optimal outdoor places in the world. Like, you know, we have mountains that you can go ski on anytime you want outside of like 3 months of the year. We have obviously the ocean right here. You know, there's parks everywhere. It's green as hell. Like you can go, you know, we have forests just, you know, 10-minute drive from here, but none of that appeals to me. Are you streaming Comic-Con? No. I probably won't even watch it because what could there possibly be there that interests me? Isn't Marvel Studios at Comic-Con? It was announced a lot of other studios too. Maybe. I mean, makes sense. Somebody's probably there. Do I have a passport? No. I've never gone to get one. I used to go to the US all the time when all you needed was ID. But when they changed it and made it that you had to get a passport, I've never been back since. I've considered it a couple of times, but then I always push it off and never get around to going. I think right now, if I were to make a decision on that, I would put it off until I see who the next president is. If Biden stays in office, maybe I get around to getting my passport. But if Clownface gets back in, yeah, I'm not going to the US for at least 4 more years. You know, like I have nothing to fear being a, straight white male in the U.S., but I just don't like the politics of the country, and some of the people there would be pretty insufferable with him in charge. I mean, I'm sure I don't have to explain more of that. You even need a passport to go from Canada to US. Yepper! They put that in place about 10, 12 years ago. I have not been to the US since 2008. Whatever it was, I was one of the last people that was allowed to go back home without a passport. They changed the passport regulations. Like, I knew they were changing, but I didn't think it would affect me because I was already on my trip. But they changed the passport regulations while I was in the middle of the last trip I made. And I got to the airport and had some problems convincing them that, I should be allowed back through. But eventually they did. But yeah, that was like 2008 or so. Oh man, like, it's been a while. I can't remember, was Atlanta or Dallas my last trip? Either Atlanta or Dallas All-Star Game, one or the other was my last trip. I'm going up into the shade because I'm getting a little burned out here in the sun. So I'm gonna walk away from the ocean for a minute. Plus I'll be able to read better in the shade. All right. I admit, because the pandemic, it was slow, but it's definitely picking up again. I don't know what that topic was about. Do you mean the Comic-Con? If so, I don't think it's really picking up. I don't think it's got to a point to where I would say it's picked back up yet. It's still pretty dead. Pretty sure that the Flash's last Comic-Con was which one, like season 6? Yeah, I think you might be right. Because season 7 was a pandemic. Season 8 and season 9 they didn't do. So season 6, maybe even season 5, to be honest. Like, because season 6, no, I think season 7, or no, season 6 was the last one. Maybe. I can't say with 100% certainty, though. Don't have a calendar walking in front of me the whole way here. Only would have gone to meet Grant and Danielle. Fair enough. Clown face or sleepy face? Well, sleepy face at least doesn't have purposeful criminal intent. He might accidentally do something stupid, and I don't think that's unreasonable. I think there's a fair chance that if he was in office, he could do something that could be problematic. Like he's taken some stances on, like, the Israel war, right? He's put his reputation down the drain with some people because of some stances he's taken. But he doesn't have criminal malicious intent with his actions the same as Clownface does, Also, I think whoever Clownface's VP choice would be would also have criminal malicious intent, whereas I don't think Kamala Harris does. Rose Cecile became next president. Will you go then? Yeah, why wouldn't I? I mean, she's the, she's the greatest superhero that's ever lived, right? With her in charge, there would be no crime, right? That's how that would work. Is it not? What are your predictions on the outcome? Not to get political, but do you think he's going back, or do you think he's going to extend the current president? Man, it's a lot closer than it should be. I'll tell you that. Like, I'm not confident one way or the other. This should be a cakewalk. Like, common sense would dictate this should be a laughable cakewalk, and that there should be another term for the current president. But man, that country just, I don't know, man. I would love to get inside the brain of the people that actually think Clownface can do this job and just see what makes them think. Like, you know, you can take away the ignorant people that like have their agendas, whether it's racism, whether it's sexism. You can take those people away. That's still only 20 or 25% of the vote. Where do the other 25, 30% of the people, what's their selling point? Like, what are they looking at that they're like, you know what? Yeah, I can vote for this guy. That's what I don't get. But yeah, overall, far closer than it should be. I don't like the environment, politics today. It's all toxic. I consider myself independent. Unfortunately, you know, the problem with being an independent is they don't have a vote. Raw fact, you don't have a say in government as an independent right now, because it is such a do or die situation that if you don't vote left or right, you are wasting your vote. And you can't, unfortunately, like, you have to make a choice. If you don't make a choice, it's still making a choice. Like, if you go into the polling booth and decide, I'm voting for neither party, you're still making a choice. Whichever president ends up winning, you've essentially chose not to vote against them, you know? It's complicated, but unfortunate. I mean, hey, you could always just breach on over here. Hope you brought sunblock. I did not bring sunblock. One of the reasons, like, I'm always dressed in like long sleeve shirts. I don't like sunburn. I would rather be uncomfortably warm than sunburnt. So yeah, that is me. Sorry, I think I lost my spot here somewhere. Did I? Oh no, it's just Eric's message repeated somehow. Season 6 was summer of 2019. Okay. The last time that the Flash went to Comic-Con. Yeah. That makes sense. Oh my gosh, it was season 6. Whoa, that's so long ago. It does seem long ago, eh? That was when Ralph Dibny was still around. Oh my God, that's right. Yeah, he got canceled during the pandemic. Yeah, a lot changed then. Kamala Harris is just unlikable. I mean, I think she is competent enough to do the job, though. That's the thing, and that's all I want from her. I don't at the end of the day give a fuck which party ends up winning, just as long as the person in charge is competent. Because I'm not naive enough to think any of them actually care about any of us, but they need to care about the overall good of the country, and that is one where, in this case, it is pretty confident that one individual doesn't, you know? Who would you say are the top 10 Arrowverse characters in terms of morals? No idea. No idea. I'm walking up a street right now, like I don't have a list in front of me. I have no idea, man. Even if I was sitting in front of my computer, I'd probably have to like sit and look at Google for 5 minutes to like figure it out. So this is where we are today, guys. We are over somewhere around here, probably. We started off more like over here. So the bus dropped me off here. So I walked through here, started my stream maybe about there. We're probably up to about here now. So that's where we are today. Feel like Biden should step down. I think it's too late. I think that's something that needed to happen a year ago. You need time to promote the new candidate. You need time for people to get familiar with the new candidate's policies. You need time. just in general to ramp them up. Unfortunately, they're stuck to Biden now. Like they have to go with him. Fresh face running against the orange man. Yeah, well, unfortunately, it's it's weird that everyone is so insistent that Biden needs to step down, but no one ever says the same thing about the guy that clearly showed that he can't do the job. No one talks about that guy stepping down. Both Biden and Trump are old. Yes, they are. It sucks we have two-party system. I'll tell you, here in Canada, we have a multi-party system. Technically, there are 5 major parties, but there's only really 2. So even where our system's not really much better than yours, okay? Like, we have 5 parties here. We have the Conservatives, which is their version of the Republicans. We have the Liberals, who are comparable to the Democrats. We then also have the NDP, which would be more left than the Democrats. We have the Green Party, which is more left than the NDP. And then we have the Parti Québécois, who only runs in one part of the country, but is still considered a major party because they're dominant in Quebec. And they're also a left-leaning party. So we have 4 left parties and 1 right party. So every election, it is a matter of which left-leaning party is the most healthy party, and that's the one you kind of are forced to vote for based on, if you don't, the conservative side might win. In our system, we have never had a party with the majority in my lifetime. Never. Because you have 5 parties. The Quebecois are always going to win about 30 seats every election. NDP will probably win somewhere between 10 to 25. They've like really struggled the last 3 elections. The Green Party, they get like 2. But then it comes down to Liberals versus Conservatives. And yeah, if we ever get to a point where the Liberals become a weaker party, then you have to decide who's the more healthier left-leaning party at that time, and then you have to start voting for them, because if not, the Conservatives can get into become prime minister here with like 30% of the vote. That's all it really takes to become prime minister in Canada, is like 30% of the vote. It's insane. I don't know why there's a traffic jam up here. That's weird. Does Vancouver have a Comic-Con? Yeah, we have. Well, we have a fan expo. It is like if Comic-Con sucked worse than it already does. Like other people that go to other fan expos laugh at ours because ours is so Mickey Mouse. We're notoriously known as one of the poorer, like, Comic-Cons. It's not that we won't, it's that he's too crazy and has shown he won't step down. Yeah, I'm fully aware of the reasons, but people should still be talking about it. Like, whenever you see someone on some site and they're like, why doesn't Joe step down? They should be like, dude, how about the other guy? Like, that should be the first reply on every comment, on every post, saying, why doesn't Joe step down? All right, have a good one, Cal. I'm probably not on for much longer myself. NDP's sort of like progressives in the US, I guess. I don't know. I don't know that party. Am I around any familiar set filming places with this park? Probably not really. Like where I started my walk, there might be a few more over that way, but this far down in the park, no, I don't think they would really film along here. Because there's not really anywhere to set up and set trucks up and all that stuff along this area for the film unit. So I don't think they would really film in this part of the park ever. Like if you see way down that end of the beach down there, maybe down there, Maybe down there they've done some filming, but not this end. Do you have outdoor survival skills since graphs is in your name? I don't understand the connection to that, but not really. Like, I have lived a city life my entire life outside of a few months here and there that I lived. There's a city like 90 minutes from here called Hope that's kind of rural. It's the type of city where you can wake up in the morning and look out your window and see a family of bears just chilling in your yard. But even that, like, I spent very little actual time in that type of environment. I would come down to Vancouver whenever I could. So yeah, spent very little of the time actually there. Yeah, no, if there was an apocalypse, I think I could adapt, but I don't think it would be easy on me. Is Trudeau popular? Not anymore. Even I, like, you want to talk about someone that should step down, there's a guy that should step down. But he obviously has an ego, and he's not going to. And it very well might cost Canada. Because I think this next election, we're in the same predicament that the Americans are in that it's so much closer than it should be. But our current leader is a little too egotistical to just step aside and let someone else try. He's done some things that have tainted people's opinions of him for sure. We just have Oliver Queen become president. I don't know about that. I mean, he couldn't even do a very good job as mayor, right? So your GeoGuessr skills and estimate where you are based off the scenery. Well, the map right in front of my face, so it doesn't make it very hard. I'm gonna say right about there. I'm gonna go like right there. I think I'm probably right there. Was that a good enough guess for you? How's my health been? Mostly good. There are days where it's not, and this last week I actually was quite sick for a few days. I had like a bad fever for a couple of days. Been like sick for a few of them. Last 2 days, or the first couple of days, where I'm actually feeling okay. So generally well, but yeah, I've had a rougher than usual week. Like I was saying to someone else just earlier today, like this past week was probably the worst week I've had health-wise since I got back out of the hospital. So like I'm still well above what I was at that time, but I did feel very burned out, fatigued, and all the things like that this week. Hey Abby, how you doing? I didn't see you sneak in there. I'm back in the sun, so reading the chat takes a second. Think I might be right? Well, I'm always right. I'm never wrong. Do you think The Boys season 4 episode 6 went too far? Yeah, yeah, I do. That was an uncomfortable scene to watch. The one with Tech Knight, Ashley, and Huey, definitely a scene that was uncomfortable to watch. And it's funny because there's been 7 or 10 times throughout the series of the show that I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe they did that well. They're never going to surprise me again. And then they do something else that surprises me, eh? So I should learn to stop assuming that they can't shock me. Hey Scott, how you doing? Welcome. If you've got any questions, Scott, I would start digging them up quick, because when I get to approximately where that area over there is, I'm probably wrapping this up. It is warm out, and I actually came down this way originally to go eat, but there was a bit of a lineup at the restaurant, so I decided I'll do a stream instead. That's the only reason. Hello, Pigeon. How are you doing? Pigeon didn't want to talk. Look at all these cobra chickens just out here plucking what's left of the ground, the grass. Do you watch The Last of Us? I do not. I mean, I watch it be filmed, but I don't actually watch the show itself, you know? Excited for Deadpool and Wolverine? Yeah, I mean, as much as you can be, right? I haven't watched, I know there was a new trailer like a week or two ago. I didn't watch it just because I don't care anymore at this point. It's close enough to the movie. I don't need another one. So yeah. Do you think that Sage got herself shot in on purpose? I do not. I don't think that was part of her plan. But maybe. I mean, she definitely riled up MM enough to do it, and she had to know that that would be some triggering stuff, right? So if she had the nerve to say it, maybe she was trying to get that result, but she couldn't know that he wouldn't shoot her in the chest instead, right? So I don't know. Maybe she's smart. I don't know if she's think that many steps ahead smart, right? Have you seen Logan the film, the Hugh Jackman one? Yeah, unfortunately. I know everyone seems to rave about it, but I did not enjoy it. It wasn't a movie I was excited about. When Newman's head blew up? Yeah. I knew that was obviously fake. Like, that one didn't surprise me at all. You know what did get me in that episode, though, was when Sage got shot in the head. For 2 seconds, I'm like, holy shit, there's no way they killed her off. And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. She can regenerate. So that actually got me more than the Newman thing. The Newman thing didn't surprise me at all. Do you think at the end of the season Homelander wins and season 5 will be about the boys dismantling the dictatorship? Honestly, I have no idea. I think this show has got too many twists and turns going on for a simple A to Z idea to be thought out even in episode 6. Like, they obviously have a plan, but I can't say I understand it. I tend to confuse Sage's powers with a telepath, which would make her OP. Okay. That's lots of cameos and surprises. There's lots of cameos and surprise experiences in Deadpool and Wolverine, apparently. That doesn't surprise me. All right. Unless anyone's got any last-minute super chats, I'm probably wrapping this up because I'm going to be walking across that street over there and just around, sorry, you didn't even see where I pointed. That way over there and just around the corner, go eat. So that's probably it for today. No idea when my next stream will be, obviously. As we have learned, I am poor at keeping a schedule with these things now. It was so much easier when there was frequent content in town for me to talk about, but with nothing in town to really talk about, I don't really see the point of doing them on a regular basis, right? So there's a 50-50 chance this might be the only one you see in July. All right. We will leave you with these guys as I take off out of here for the day. I still don't know what they're supposed to be. There used to be a like a structure they had built here, and these things used to be around the structure. They took the structure away and then moved all the statues closer in together, which I don't understand, but whatever. All right. I will see you all sometime in the future. It is very warm out here. I need to go eat. Have a good one. And just waiting for the timer to hit 40 minutes. There we go. All right, bye.